Hey there Aquarius, welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. It's lovely to have you here. So this is your weekly tarot reading for the general energies of what's going on around you this week. How are you feeling this week? What's coming towards you in the future? So we've got the lovely oracle deck here of the Herbiary. It's a fabulous deck by Maya Toll. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a shuffle. I'm going to find you two. One, two, and I'm going to put those there and we'll look at those at the end. And now we'll look at a general overview of this week's reading, get a little bit of a guide of what's going on with you. So a bit of a shuffle. Got the Rider-Waite deck here for this, good old favourite. Right, the Devil, the Empress, the King of Swords, the Hanged Man, Five of Cups. Okay, so the Devil card, it's about lower vibrational energies. It can be speak very much about sort of those negative ways of thinking. The I can't, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve it, fear. So maybe there's a tinge of that in this week. Maybe you're feeling a little bit lower than you usually are and therefore maybe a little bit more negative. It could be that you're struggling in some way and you're sort of leaning towards the coping mechanisms that you usually or you used to use that maybe aren't that helpful to you. Then we've got the Empress. So that's a refreshing energy from that Devil energy. And she is about nurturing, about love, about kindness, whether that's for others or for yourself. I think in this case it's for you. And also it's about new starts. It's about fertility, the beginning of something new. So then we have the King of Swords. King of Swords is all about... It's all about seeing things in a brand new, different way, finding clarity, maybe a breakthrough. I'm just drawn to the butterflies on his throne there. It's about transformation, shift by the way that you are seeing things, because you're seeing things in a different way, in a clearer way, maybe. But certainly a massive sense of clarity, slap bang in the middle of the week, I actually think. The Hanged Man, seeing things from a different perspective. So maybe this, that is coming because you are finding clarity. You've had a bit of a breakthrough. Things are shifting. You're looking at things differently because of the knowledge that you've gained during this week. This transformational energy is allowing you to see things from a different perspective. We've got the Five of Cups there. Five of Cups is, again, it can be quite a negative card. It's about, when I say negative, it's about negative thinking, negative, focusing on the negative rather than the positive. So maybe, there's a little bit of that this week, maybe not realising that actually, yes, you may have lost some things, but actually you've got some really good stuff over here. So may feel like a sense of loss. Maybe I think there's a bit of an underlying thread. It's joining the two ends, the two cards, the bookending your cards here. So I think there's a bit of a thread throughout this week of maybe not quite feeling your usual sparkle, erring towards the negative rather than actually seeing the things wonderful things that you've got in front of you that maybe you're not noticing. So it's all about reframing, isn't it? About seeing things from a different perspective, taking that step back and looking at things in a whole different way. So I'll stop waffling about that and I'll get on to the nitty gritty. So we'll look at stuff that's going on in the past. I do apologise. There's just flies in here. They keep making their way in. I don't know where they're coming from. And I've just killed a few, but there's still a few buzzing around. So I do apologise if they keep interrupting or being annoying during the reading. The past. We'll look at the past. We'll see what's going on for you, Aquarius, in the past, or what's happened in the past that's influencing how you're feeling now and how you're going to feel in the future, or what's going on with you in the future. Because, life isn't isolated, is it? It happens because of things that have happened, because things that have been said, things that we've done. So we'll have a little bit of a look at what's influencing us at the moment. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Moon, the Two of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. So stuff that's gone on in the past. I think you have been discerning in the past. I think you have had a moment of reflection. I think there's been a point in the past, maybe the recent past actually, I think, where you have been discerning, where you've been figuring out, actually, does this bring me joy? Is the time and effort that I'm putting into this situation, is it bringing me the rewards that I deserve? If the answer's no, then moving it to the side. Page of Swords, it's about learning and seeing things in a fresh new way. And so I think because you've done a little bit of a deep dive and really thought about the things that you're putting your energy into, or you put your energy into the past, and then started, realising that actually some of these things weren't bringing the rewards that you need, you've been able to learn some stuff from that and hopefully use that to move you forwards in a more positive way. So what are the things that maybe, that you realise weren't bringing you the rewards that you need? Maybe something related to that's popping up at the moment. I'm just going to have a slurp of my tea or even coffee. Right. Also, we've got the Moon card and the Two of Swords. The Moon speaks of our deep emotions. It speaks of our shadow side. It speaks of our fears. And the Two of Swords is about a choice to make, a choice that's maybe rooted in emotional stuff that's difficult to make. Maybe we're procrastinating or putting it off because of this emotional tie that it has with us. So I think there's been a very big decision that you've had to make in the past that has been deeply entrenched in your emotional side, that's maybe had some very difficult emotional connections to it, that maybe has been really difficult to make, to move forwards because of all of this watery emotion connected to it. Maybe it's been something that's been overwhelming, but I feel like it's been a really big decision that's had emotional connections for you. Then we've got the Ace of Cups, and that's all about finding happiness, the beginning of happiness. It's a little seedling, so it's just the beginning, but it's the opportunity for you to have greater happiness in your life. We've got the Queen of Swords, and I feel like the Queen of Swords, she's seeing your way forwards. She's beginning to see the way forwards towards your happiness, and and it's helping you navigate towards that, because you're actually seeing what it is that's making you happy. Maybe because you've done that little look at what brings you joy, what's bringing you rewards, and I think you've started to see actually the way forwards to your happiness. So let's have a little bit of a look at our current energy, or your current energy, because I am a Virgo. I've got Bear meowing in the background there. Do apologise, my personal assistant. Don't think he's got anything useful to say to me at the moment. Bless him. My little office cat for the moment. Right. Okay. Current energy, Aquarius. Strength. Judgment, the Ten of Pentacles, Lovers as a clarifier, Eight of Pentacles, and the Magician. I knew you were going to get that Ace of Pentacles out there. Right, strength. So at the moment, I think you are needing to tame your inner lion. The Strength card is about, she's half lion, half woman, and that lion represents that negative self-talk, that negative chatter that goes on in the back of our brain. And strength is all about, the Strength card is, it's got many meanings, but one of them is about, taming that voice, quietening that voice, finding ways to get past that voice that's saying, maybe telling you negative stuff that again, you can't, that sort of lower vibrational stuff. We've got the Lovers there. So maybe it is that you have got this chatter in your head that is related to a relationship with somebody, to one of your relationships. Maybe, it's something that's just like tickling away at the back of your brain, and we've got this constant, oh well, he or she is doing this, or he or she's that, and and just feeding yourself with negative stuff that's maybe not it's probably not rooted in truth, but I feel like that's very much where you're at the moment. This something related to somebody that you've just got this chatter in the back of your brain about them, and you know, you need to maybe rise above that and try to quieten that down so that you can look at things in a more balanced sort of way. Because I don't feel like it's being helpful. I think that's why it's come up, because I don't think it's being helpful to you. We've got the Judgment card, the Ace of Pentacles. I think you are having a bit of a rebirth within yourself that's related to a new opportunity, something new that you are working on. I feel like it's work for a lot of you. I feel like there's a new opportunity that you're putting your time, effort and love into, and you're bringing it into fruition. And it's giving you a new lease of life, actually. That's the phrase I want to use, because, you know, the rebirth, she's blossoming there. Ace of Pentacles, roots and shoots. So there's something growing, something that you're putting your time and energy into. If for some of you it could be relationship, it could be home, it could be health, but I think for a big chunk of you it's work. And I think it's something that has given you a new lease of life that you put in a lot of time and effort into, and it's making you feel good. It's making you feel different, and maybe it's bringing out some of the more positives within yourself, and you're starting to see how amazing you actually are. We've got the Ten of Pentacles there, and the Magician. Great combination. Ten of Pentacles, obviously it's the culmination of all of those pentacles into you having everything that you need moving forwards. Maybe it is that you're building something for the future, building something for, you know, future generations. You're building a legacy, something that you want to pass down. I think, you know, if it's a business, then that may well be the case. But whatever it is, oh dear, Bear's found something quite noisy in the background there. Whatever it is, you are building a legacy, building abundance for the future. I very much feel. And we've got the Magician there, and it's all about manifestation. It's all about you having the tools that you need to do the job in hand. So I think as you are working on this Ace of Pentacles, working on this new project, you know, you're bringing more and more of that abundance towards you, and you're laying the foundations for the future. Going back to this Strength card and up to the King of Swords, the Hanged Man, changing perspective on the way that you're thinking about this person is really important. It's not helpful to you, and you know you need to get past it. Sorry, I just needed to say that. Right, future energy, Aquarius. What's coming towards you over the next few weeks? Yes, Bear, come here. I do apologise, but he is very cute, and we've got nowhere to keep him at the moment. Come here. You're going to say hello? Oh, come and say hello. This lovely bear. Yeah, come and say hello. Sit on my knee. Right, let's get on, Aquarius. Right, Nine of Swords. Are you coming in? The Chariot. The Hierophant. The Hermit. King of Swords. The World. Okay, future energy. There's quite a lot of mental stuff going on here. Quite a lot of stress, quite a lot of anxiety, quite a lot of interior stuff. Obviously, we bookended, didn't we, with this Five of Cups, the card of loss, of card of focusing on the negative rather than the positive. And I think maybe, you know, sort of your energy is going to drop a little bit moving into the future, but not for long. We've got this nine of Swords. It's a card of something on your mind, something that's on your mind in the morning, something that's on your mind when you go to sleep, and it's causing you stress, it's causing you anxiety, and it just feels really difficult. Clarified with the Hermit. The Hermit asks us to be quiet, to look within, and to maybe bring some of those darker feelings, those darker thoughts out into the light so we can look at them, so that we can learn about them and maybe get to the root of why we're feeling this stress, anxiety, what's at the root of this, and bring them out into the light in order for us to move past them and hopefully to heal from them. And to maybe transmute that negativeness, that stress, anxiety into something more positive. So I think that moving into the future, there's going to be a lot of introspection, a lot of stuff going on the inside that if you choose to, you've got the opportunity to have some healing here, to really work through it, to look at it closely and to bring it out into the light and move past it, but only if you want to. So we've got another King of Swords and we've got the Chariot. So future energy, it's all about forward momentum. Having the clarity, seeing things in a clearer way, transformation of the way that you're thinking about things, because maybe you've done that work. Maybe you have started to, to take a step back, take a witness perspective to your thoughts, and have maybe figured stuff out. So maybe you're able to then start moving forwards the way that you need to, the way that you want to, a bit of forward momentum because of this clarity, the clarity that's the breakthrough energy that's come from looking at things from a different perspective, that's about bringing the dark things that maybe are inside you out into the light. And really starting to focus on those positive things that you've got rather than the things that you perceive to have lost. So, the Hierophant and the world. The Hierophant is about tradition, it's about doing things in a set way. It's also a very spiritual card. So we've got the World card underneath here. I think this is all going to tie together for you. I think you're maybe connecting to your more spiritual side, to your higher self, to your soul, because you've done some inner work. I think you're maybe feeling in more connected. That's what I want to say. More connected to yourself, more connected to your interior landscape, more connected to your soul, to your maybe to your intuition moving forwards. And you're just starting a new cycle, I think, because of that. Do you know what? I think you're going to get past some stuff. I think there's some deeply emotional stuff that's been going on for a long time, that's connected to people, that's connected to relationships, and I think you're needing to bring it out into the light. I think it's going to come out into the light, actually, whether you want it to or not, and it's up to you whether you learn from it, you gain wisdom from it moving forwards. But I think there's a real deep connection to your higher self, to your soul, if you do this, and it's going to help you move forwards, it's going to help you find clarity, it's going to help you be able to move onwards in the direction that you need to go, and into a brand new cycle where you're feeling better, you're feeling different, and your world's opening up because you are changing. So what's these two cards we've got here? St. John's Wort, light in the darkness. We need to bring things into the light so that then you can be the light in the darkness. Don't forget, when we work on ourselves and we're able to reignite that inner light, we can use that to help other people. We can be the light in the darkness for others. It's the old, you can't put your oxygen mask on somebody else. You've got to put it on yourself first, because you need to be in a fit state to help others. And this is the same with life, isn't it? You need to be the light, you need to reignite your light, you need to be in a good place in order to share that light with others. And so I think this is all about you regaining your light, and it's the connection, it's your connection, because the connection is the light. Between Dreams. It's an interesting card, this, and it always takes on different meanings. But again, I think this is about between dreams. I think this is your meditative state. I think this is looking between the lines and looking deeply, looking under the surface. Obviously, when we're that state between awake and dream, there's that strange place where we can connect with our intuition, isn't it? It's, you know, I often have like really weird things happen in that state, that just between dream state. And I think this is the place that you may be going to connect to as you are taking a little bit of a closer look inside. I think this is a place that maybe you're going to learn to access as you're finding that connection with yourself. And, you know, it opens up a brand new world. So I'm hoping that you are going to find that connection and that you're going to run with it and that you're going to use it within your life so that you can shine the light that you've got within you to others. And just keep building and deepening that connection and brightening that light, because you are starting off on a new cycle. And I think this is one that is connected to your inner world. And I think you're going to deepen that connection as time goes on. But who knows? I'd love to know. Please let me know in the comments. Like the video if you know it resonates with you, and even if it doesn't and you just like it. I'd love to know if it resonates, how it resonates with you, and if you feel like you want to become part of this little community that I'm trying to build, press that subscribe button. It'd be lovely to have you. Don't forget to press the notification bell, because it means that you won't miss out on your readings. Right, in the meantime, I'm going to leave you to it. Have a great week. Stay rooted, stay open, stay magical. Bear says goodbye. I said goodbye, and I'll see you again next week.